associated with. We placed a lot of the teams in the Freedom Bowl. And Coco is taking on Hoover there in Atlanta, and actually at Milton High School.
That's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I was a big fan of Coco, Coach Wilkinson. He's a personal friend. I don't know. I've been following them that much since he left for New Smyrna. I'm just going to go with I don't know. I don't know that much about it. It is no home team, so I'll go with. I'll choose Coco.
I would have to think in this game that potentially Hoover would be the favorite, but I'm going to lean Coco in an upset. It's just that I'm going to state that.
The last time I chose Coco as a. Last time I did not choose them in a major game like this. They came up to New Jersey and beat the hell out of Bergen Catholic, so that's why I'm picking them.
So, Broward, you're going to complete the sweep?
Yeah, Hoover looks to have a solid team this year, and they very well may be a slight favorite in that game. Coco to me with the coaching change they haven't really. I know the offense is a little bit different now. They're throwing the ball a lot more, but to me, they're still getting kids in. Transferred, what have you. To me, Coco has not missed a beat, and that's no disrespect to the previous program staffer or coach, but they don't seem like they've missed a beat. If I'm not mistaken, Coco has pretty good experience traveling outside of Florida. I'm going to lean Coco in this one as well.
All
right.
And there was one more game I wanted to add. You reminded me of it. I neglected to put it on this list, but it was the Lowndes game you mentioned early on.
Lowndes Northwestern.
Right. Where's that game at?
That game's going to be in Valdosta because, obviously, Lowndes not traveling.
Right. Yeah, that's a great game. I'm going to go with the home team.
As you probably already know, I've consistently called out Lowndes in the past for their scheduling, not only the not traveling, but the teams that are bringing to Lowndes for the games especially from Florida, have not been good teams. Plant was probably the only potential top 50 team that they played at any point over the past probably decade and a half in Lowndes. Now Miami Northwestern are a potential top 5 Florida team. I kind of feel like I'm gonna have to lean Miami Northwestern in this one. I just feel like I don't feel like Lowndes necessarily is going to be accustomed to facing that South Florida speed that you're going to see with Miami Northwestern. I feel like they're going to catch Lowndes a bit off guard in this game.
Okay, so I'm gonna actually. I do agree with a lot of your points. Regarding Northwestern, their speed. I'm gonna lead Lowndes in this one at home. To me, Northwestern might be a little bit down from recent years as far as talent goes. From what I don't know everything that they may have gotten with the transfers, but from what I'm seeing here, they may be slightly down, and going into Georgia against probably arguably a clear-cut top 10 program in the state of Georgia. I think they're going to have their hands full. I think Lowndes wins this one.
All right. So we did hit a lot of.
Hey guys, that's a tough trip. I mean, if you look on a map that bus ride out. That won't be easy for Northwestern going either way.
That I agree with as well. That is, and Lowndes is not an easy place to play. That you go into any, whether it's Valdosta, whether it's Lowndes, 2 very tough environments to play.
Agreed.
For sure.
Well,
So those were in my opinion the most intriguing top out of state games involving Florida teams.
I agree absolutely. Like those were some good games, and we spent a lot of time talking on those ones. Well,
Yep. And
also, Joe from Prep Gridiron, thank you for joining us today, and hopefully we can have you on again down the line.
yeah, appreciate it. Appreciate the opportunity. I love talking out of state football. And if anybody wants to learn more about the company, go to prepgridironlogistics.com.
Also, I'll send you a link to the show. Like once we finish recording, and I got it uploaded, so you can share it. I guess we could put this on the forum if you want as well.
No thanks.
Okay.
Hunter, if I could just add one more thing.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask Joe, how many interstate games are there nationally, regardless of level? I heard it's over 1,000 now.
Oh, there's a lot. I mean, I don't know the actual numbers, but there are bordering states that have been playing for 100 years. Texas and New Mexico play every year. I mean, we only harp on the most relevant ones, but these games were being played, for literally the last 100 years. It's just been of late, the last 10 years or so, that the top teams around the country have been taking on each other, which makes it much more exciting.
Nice.
All right. I guess we'll go ahead and I guess you can stay if you want. We're gonna go ahead and move on to the Kickoff Classic lists and games.
All right, great. Nice meeting you, Broward, and hopefully we'll catch up again soon and on another podcast. Thanks for having me.
All right.
Nice talking to you, Joe.
All right, take care now. Bye-bye now.
Thanks for being on.
All right.
This.
Take care.
Bye.
Okay. Bro, you got my list before when I sent it, so I guess we can just go right down the list.
Yes, I do see here some of the Kickoff Classic games. I know looks like it starts with Madison County at Wakulla.
This one, yes, that's the first one I got on the list.
Okay, go ahead.
Right now, Wakulla is always a very good team for most part, I would say. So is Madison, both very consistent, and from year to year, like you know what you're going to get with them. You're going to get a playoff to potential contender. I'm going to probably lean Wakulla by a slim margin in this one.
Okay. Both teams, as you said, are very consistent, good teams, or at minimum. It's only a Kickoff Classic. Madison County, not sure they have the horses they've had in past years. I think it's going to be a tight game. I'm going to take the home team here in Wakulla.
All right. Next one would be, I got the list. Reigns Ed White.
Okay. Ed White, I'm on the other end of the state, but from what I'm reading in forums and social media, there is a little bit of excitement with this Ed White team. Reigns has been very, quiet. Even though they're, the defending state champion, or multiple times here, I'm going to lean Reigns here. I just think, they're quietly the top 3 team in the Jacksonville area, hands down, every year, pretty much.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with that. I'm going to take Reigns in this game. I did mention on our last podcast about Ed White being a potential sleeper. Though Reigns, they're just a team that from year to year, I would say probably the best overall public probably this decade from Jacksonville. they have 2 state titles, of course, and they've been to another state title when they lost. Another state game when they lost to Booker T, if I remember correctly. I believe that was 2015 that they lost to Booker T.
I believe yes, Booker T. Yeah, that was the team. Booker T was very young, if I'm not mistaken, and they won states.
And yeah, Booker T hasn't been back, but I guess we can hit on them a little bit later. But yeah, I'm gonna lean Reigns in this game. East Side at Vanguard.
I'm gonna lean Vanguard at home. Limited knowledge on both teams, what they brought in. I know Vanguard at home is usually a winning program. So I'm just gonna, with limited knowledge I have, I'm gonna lean Vanguard in that.
Well, I would probably this is probably more my area, but I'm gonna still agree with your pick. I'm taking Vanguard as well. The Eastside does have that very good quarterback, but I just feel like overall as a team, Vanguard's gonna be better. We already hit on the Columbia Colquitt game a little earlier, so I guess we'll move on to another one that was this one I mainly brought it up because the T.C. Williams from Virginia at Spruce Creek, considering T.C. Williams was the team behind that one movie. What was it? I forgot. I watched it recently. I forgot the name.
Remember the Titans?
Yeah, Remember the Titans. That was the movie. And I believe the coach from that movie, the coach that it was the movie based it on, passed away very recently. I think it was like about a month or so ago. Because I remember seeing that, and it coincided with this game getting announced. Of course, from people I've talked to about Spruce Creek, there's that they're maybe a potential sleeper. I'm going to lean Spruce Creek in this game.
Okay. I'm Spruce Creek. Last year, of course, was it last year they played Mandarin right down to the wire?
It may have. I'm not sure. I have to check that later. I'll try to find out as soon as I can.
Okay, I thought they had played the Mandarin in a tight game last year. I don't know if Mandarin was at full strength at that point. I'm gonna lean with, these teams seem to be probably 500 or maybe a little better within their respective state. I'm gonna lean Spruce Creek at home here, just based on Florida, the Florida humidity, Florida sun. I'm not saying Virginia is any treat in the summer with the weather, but it's tough. I'm going to lean Spruce Creek here in a close game from the limited knowledge I have.
All right. Armwood traveling to Lee. This might be potentially the best game taking place in Duval County for kickoff classics for this year. I of course have a lot of experience with Lee from them being our district, and we'll see them October 11th. They are replacing their quarterback Sapp from last year. They're also replacing Taz Nicholson, who is probably their best overall offensive weapon. They do have a good secondary, but Armwood, very, very talented from what I have seen so far. Just looking into them, I gotta say Armwood probably ends up winning this game relatively convincingly. I would say about 14 points.
Okay, I think that's a fair assessment. I did get to see Armwood last year at States play Miami Northwestern, and one thing that did stand out to me looking at the roster and the sidelines and the overall play, that they were a little bit young. I think they're going to come back hungry as always. I think they're going to start this kickoff classic / season out with a win at Lee by double digits.